Hi, Misha here, and we're back with the SIG Sauer, New Hampshire MCX Spear Pistol. Of course, this is the 7.62 NATO 308 version, not the 6.8 or .277 version. I don't know if those are even out yet. This is the civilian legal semi-automatic ATF approved version of course, the U.S. Army's XM7 rifle. Still not yet the M7, at least not as of early September 2024. And when we left off last time, I had pointed out we were making a couple of changes for the next range trip. We had this metal brace with tail hook on, which actually just found in a kind of a parts bin and threw it on because it uses the 1913 rail. And well, I didn't necessarily hate it. I do like the trick. I actually hit steel once.
You hit steel twice.
Well, Fox had a different take.
Why not? This is the most uncomfortable brace I've ever shot on my shoulder in my life. Owie! Fuck, dude. All right, we're going like hip fire for the rest of this. Awesome.
So I promised him with that, because this is a gun he was really looking forward to, that I'd do something a little better next time. Unfortunately, this did not come in time. This is the SIG Sauer version of a brace. Really meant for other MCXs, but it will fit because they're all pretty much interchangeable. So it's kind of the same profile as the metal one, but we have a polymer shaft with a rubberized kind of V-cup arm brace thing there. But this is a lighter brace than this. So I'm curious, is it going to throw the balance off? Is it going to make it more recoily? Or is the polymer going to be more gentle on the old cheekbones? Well, let's let Fox try her out. Alright, so last time Fox really liked the MCX, did not like the comfy metal arm brace, so now we're letting him try it with the SIG brace.
Still adjusting my ear, bro. I'm sorry. Go not. Held back.
So what'd you think of that brace versus?
Yeah, that's 10 times better. Something about the little polymer cushion here. Yeah, that's a lot better. Plastic versus metal. That's a yes.
Cool. Well, I'm glad it worked better for him. And as far as I know, the color, I mean, when I say the color matches on this gun, by match, I mean it's all kind of C3PO, bronze, brown, tan, whatever. Of course, we've got a SIG branded optic that's adjustable, magnification. Seems appropriate for a short 308 gun. You want something, and I know the military guns don't have iron sights, as far as I know, but I had these laying around. I actually took them off that Daniel Defense Mark 18. I still like the idea of having backup sights on a gun. And this mount and everything. Haven't really populated the handguard much yet, but didn't really notice that much. Of course, this has the military length barrel with the 3-prong muzzle device, and of course it takes SR25 standard mags. You know the deal. I gotta admit, it's a comfortable gun for what it is. I don't find that it rocks you around much at all. Here's the thing though, if you go back and look at the videos of guns I sold to kind of fund the cabin and the well, I had 3 modern 308s, not counting, you know, my older guns, of course, but the modern ones. And this was the one I kept. I know it's strange. I not only sold the LMT, which I don't regret because that was trading for a really an FAL that I wanted. The full video is coming on, the R1, South African. But then I also ended up selling the SIG SG751 SOCOM, which was a harder one to do, but something needed to go. It could free up a good chunk of change. It essentially paid for the well. So there you go. That left this one, my one modern 308. So Fox likes it with this brace. Let me give her a go, and hopefully I do too. Let me give her a go. I haven't actually tried it yet myself.
You bet.
She held. Open. Yeah, it is a little more comfy, especially on your face. This does move a bit, but if I really wanted to, I could put a little electrical tape in there, but that's it. You don't really notice it. And luckily I do. I really like the SIG. And I think in objective terms, I still like shooting the 751 a little more. But here's the thing. It was going to be easier to move, and also it wasn't the Swiss mil-spec one. Theirs had the 13-inch barrel, really like this one. That seems to be kind of the common shorty 308 7.62 NATO gun. Of course, you could argue this isn't at all military either because it's in the wrong caliber. I don't know if I'll ever get 6.8 for this, but the nice thing is it does have quick change barrel assemblies. So if I decide I do want to go for the 277 Fury or whatever they call it, I can. And that way I'd have both. But I honestly think if the XM7 ever becomes the M7 or something like it, I bet you anything it ends up being a 7.62 NATO. The gun might succeed. I just don't know about the caliber, because I think the underlying gun is quite good. This one is a lot of fun, reliable, and the U.S. military definitely needs a modern, you know, heavier hitting gun. But the fancy pants optic, the XM7 is supposed to come with, and all that crap, and always being, I don't know, but we'll see. Like I said, it's still not even an M7 officially yet. And the neighbor dog agrees. So I'm glad I like it. Now, I did notice one kind of interesting issue when we were out there shooting. I
don't know if that engaged or not.
Out of habit, because we were shooting an AR, I kind of reached up here. And when you go for this, it's not rough, but it's got a lot of pull to it. And so I kind of short-stroked it or short-shucked it. I'd never done that before with this gun, but I'd always been using the side charger. And for whatever reason, using that just feels better to me. So I'm really glad it's there. In fact, one reason I decided not to go for the MCX Spear LT, the light, in its calibers, they don't have the side charger. I just kind of feel like it takes away what makes it unique. Because this is based on an AR, but it's really not. I mean, everything is different enough that it feels like its own critter. All right, now my turn. I can tell you that side charger is a lot easier to use. As much as I do like the side charger, as we were just discussing, J-Ro and I, having the original kind of AR style is still important, because if you had the brace or if you had the military gun with the stock folded, this becomes essentially unusable. So this is good. Back here is literally a backup. Of course, this being a full caliber with a full spring, it takes some doing. But you can, especially a good beefy SOCOM guy. Really nice triggers on these. I keep saying that, but it's true. On the other hand, depending on what kind of optic you have, especially one coming back further, you know, having this, and of course, if you had a cheek riser on your stock, if it was a military gun or an SBR, that might make using this harder. So having this over here is kind of a FAL style paratrooper makes more sense as the primary. Just that way to point that out as we get to know this gun better. There's a lot of little things like that. You can tell it's gone through some military tinkering and trials, things that maybe a civilian gun wouldn't have, which is maybe why the Spear Light doesn't have it, but I sure wish it did. This optic, the mount specifically, yeah, I know these should be on the other side. And on any other gun, sure. But when I had them on that side with this charging handle, there was that danger of knocking knuckles. So, hey, my gun, and I guess I'm just Navy like that. But no, this brace is pretty cool. Some have said it's hard to fold, but pretty easy to me. And it definitely allows for a nice compact package. It is a little bit lighter than that metal one we had. I kind of hate this, but this is definitely a keeper. It's just fun. And sometimes you need to keep a fun gun.
Yep.
And while I really like SIG Switzerland, that's not to say I don't think SIG Sauer USA can't make a good gun. Heck, their Mark 25, the P226 Navy version, is one of my favorite modern guns that I own. And I wish 308 was more affordable, because I would love to put more rounds through this. But right now, at nearly $1 a round, guys, I'm sorry, we've had this to the range, I think, 4 times now. So we can only really do a couple of boxes at a go. But we'll keep going. But I wanted to try out the brace here. And happy to report it works well. Folds up quite flush against the side. Locks up good. But of course, you know, this one actually folded up well too. More than I expected. But what do you think? Do you own one of these? Have you shot one? Do you think they're stupid? I will say that the retail price seems ridiculous to me. I did not pay retail. I actually bought this on a very deep discount. Excuse me. Been talking all day. For like a Memorial Day or 4th of July sale. One of those holiday sales. And it was a really good discount, but it was only on sale for like 24 hours. So for what I paid, I'm okay with it. Especially since I ended up selling the LMT and the SIG 751, both of which are objectively more valuable than this gun. So I actually kept the lesser of the guns, but I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Soon we'll ask Fox to try out this optic. I think this is what's going to stay on here. It seems like it's a good fit for this gun. Not adding a lot of bulk, but also giving it some reach out and touch range with this brace. He says it lines up well. You can see through it good. Take his word for it. So we'll keep working with it, especially if we stumble into some affordable 7.62 NATO as time goes forward. With that said, check out our previous videos going more into the mechanics and history of this gun. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's not a gun I was super excited about getting, but sometimes that's how it works for me. The CZ805 Bren, the original one, was like that. Thought it was cool, but really wasn't interested. It ended up becoming one of my favorite guns. So sometimes not having high expectations is a good thing. But I'd love to hear what you think. And as always, if you could, like, share, subscribe. You know the mantra now, but it's very important, guys. Just the cost of shooting is, well, you know, you shoot too. But if you can help out on Patreon, greatly appreciate it. But if you can't, also greatly understand. Just liking, sharing, subscribing, that helps a lot too. On behalf of Fox, we'll catch you very soon. Probably as it's turning into nice fall weather at the cabin next time.